Welcome into Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. I'm Meghan Payton. We've got a little bit of competition going on over here at Chat Sports. Right now, Steelers Talk is first place in the AFC North as far as our shows are concerned. We are at 4,798 subscribers. But guys, the Browns channel's catching up. Ravens are coming up. We want to be the first in the AFC North to make it to 5,000 subscribers. So if you are not subscribed, please help us out here at Chat Sports. Let's be the number one channel in the AFC North. Make sure you are subscribed. Click the big red button or go to youtube.com/Steelers TV. We've got a news, rumor, injury update show coming up. So obviously a great win for the Steelers yesterday against the Browns, a very important divisional game. Unfortunately, though, it didn't come without injuries, which is unfortunate. And the main one being, as you all have heard by now, is kicker Chris Boswell. I wish we had more of a clear update this Monday, afternoon. But right now, what we do know is obviously the Steelers attempted that fake field goal versus the Browns. Didn't go well. Boswell takes that big hit from Jordan Elliott. He entered concussion protocol, and the Steelers were without him for the rest of the game. Now, as far as whether or not he's going to play this coming week, I don't know. I'm sure we will have more updates as the week goes on. He did post to his Instagram story, though, saying, "Thanks for all of the well wishes and prayers. I'm doing okay. Dressed up as a QB for Halloween and got spooked." So he's in good spirits, obviously, but we're hoping that the Steelers aren't going to be without Boswell. I mean, it was an unfortunate situation. They, try to do this trick play. Not only does it not work out, but now you're without one of the best kickers in the league. So, Mike Tomlin has to live with that. And he addressed it and he kind of called himself out. He took the blame for it. But I do want to just point out one thing, because we touched on it in our recap video, but we didn't talk about it a lot. If you've watched that actual play, none of the commentators, none of the refs, they didn't talk about it at all. But to me, it looked like a helmet to helmet on Boswell. I'm just going to say it right there. I mean, Jordan Elliott hit him like neck head area, which, by the way, if Chris Boswell in that play, which he was designed as a passer, you can't do that. So I would think that the ref should have called a roughing the passer call on Jordan Elliott. That obviously wouldn't have helped with his injury, but that would have given the Steelers, that extra 15 yards. Ultimately, did it matter? The Steelers won. Sure, all good either way. But I do feel like that was a missed call by the refs. And honestly, it was a missed opportunity for the commenters to touch on it. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, though. Do you guys think that the referees missed that call? Type B for bad if you think it was a bad call, or type G for good if you think it was fine. But now we're going to get into some Chris Boswell replacements in the event that Boswell is not playing this week. Hopefully that's not the case, but we have to be prepared, come up with some ideas. Now, I've come up with just 3 guys that I think that the Steelers could use as a temporary solution. Now, these aren't people that I'd say I'd want them as long-term solutions if Boswell's out for like a long period of time, but this is just better than not having any kicker. But before I tell you guys my 3 options, I want to ask you guys, do you like free stuff? I don't know who doesn't like free stuff. If you do, type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm going to tell you about something amazing and free that Chat Sports is giving you. BetUS, the best sports book out there. Chat Sports, we use it, all of us here. That's the sports book that we use, and they're doing a great deal right now. Chatsports.com/bet. You go there, you sign up. You've got to use promo code Steelers125. They are doing a 125% deposit bonus. So when you put up $100, that's going to turn into $225. Now you've got an extra $125 to bet on. And this sportsbook is a very well trusted sportsbook. I told you guys we all use them here at Chat Sports. And if you guys are first time BetUS users, we've got more free stuff for you. You can get a free Steelers jersey. You've got your choice between TJ Watt, Chase Claypool, or if you want to go with Big Ben, you can get a Big Ben jersey. What you have to do is go through the steps, sign up, deposit the money, get the 125 50% deposit bonus. Then you make your first bet. Now, once you've done that, all you got to do is email jersey@chatsports.com. Show us proof. Show us that you used this code. Show us that you made your first bet. And we're going to send you guys over one of these jerseys. You get to choose, but they are running out. So seriously, if you want this deal, get on it quick because the jerseys will not be around for long. Let's get into it, though, now. This is our Chris Boswell replacements in case he is not playing in Week 9. First one I have is Matt McCrane. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, it is because he was a part of the Steelers team at one point in 2018 when Chris Boswell was on IR. He came in and he made all 3 attempts that were needed in the final regular season game in 2018. He made his extra point. Then after that, Steelers cut him. He went on. He played in the XFL. He's jumped around teams a little bit. His most recent team he was on was the Cardinals. He was on their practice squad this year, then got cut right before this season. So he's a free agent. Steelers could easily pick him up. I think this would be a good guy because he's familiar with the offense or the special teams, and he knows what Mike Tomlin's looking for. I think this is an easy replacement for the Steelers. Next one we have is Jose Borregales. He is actually currently on the Buccaneers practice squad. Now, when we get into practice squad guys, it should be noted they have changed the rules as far as guys that you can protect on your practice squad. Now, whether the Bucs are going to be protecting Jose, I don't think so. Maybe they would, but that's just something to note. Now, he went to Florida International University. He's a young guy. He's been, I think, an okay person that, again, you wouldn't want this as a long-term solution, but just someone that is on a good team, a good organization. You bring in, have him play while Boswell is out. Young guy too, so potential room for growth. Last guy I have is Tristan Viczaino. He is on the Viczaino, actually. He is on was on the Chargers active roster. Then he was on their practice squad, which is what he's currently on right now. He went in and played early on and didn't do so great. He missed 5 extra points, so not great odds for him. So I'm not saying that I would love the Steelers to pick him up, but I'm talking emergency situations. I think that, Tristan, Jose, or Matt, either of these guys could be a good option for the Steelers. Now, we hope that Boswell is not missing any time. And if it is a longer term injury, then maybe we look into, picking up someone that has a little bit more consistency than these 3 guys. But out of these guys, or maybe different guys, who do you think that the Steelers should sign while Chris Boswell is out? Go to the comments. Let me know. It doesn't have to be the 3 that we mentioned. It can be someone else. But let's stay realistic, guys. Don't name me someone that is impossible to get. And as we talk about signing and we talk about free agency, it should be noted that the NFL trade deadline is Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. It is right now. We're filming this. It is Monday. So the trade deadline is tomorrow. Now, are the Steelers going to make a bold move and have a big trade happen by tomorrow? I don't know. But the one name that keeps popping up and the name that I think is most realistic to go is Melvin Ingram. And we've talked about him. He was ruled out in Week 8 versus the Browns. Now, they said it was a groin injury, but to be honest, I kind of think that Mike Tomlin knows that he wants to be traded. They haven't been playing him much. So is it really a groin, or are they working on a trade right now and he was a healthy scratch? We don't know. But anyway, he is a guy that keeps getting brought up. Reports have broke that saying that Ingram does want to leave Pittsburgh. So we do pretty much know that that's the case. And his playing time has decreased significantly. I mean, he went from the Chargers where he was getting a lot of reps and now he's not. And I understand it. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, those guys are getting more playing time out of, from when you look at the Steelers. Obviously, they're going to go with the 2 better guys, but I do think that Ingram could go somewhere where he's a little bit better suited. Now, I'm going to give you guys some of my trade destinations for Melvin Ingram. The first one being Kansas City. Now, Kansas City Chiefs, they have been a team that have shown interest. I mean, there's been reports saying that they even made an offer to the Steelers in which the Steelers denied. We don't know if that's exactly true, but I am going to give you guys what my trade idea would be if they want to give Melvin Ingram to the Steelers. To the Chiefs. Obviously, Melvin Ingram, they get the Chiefs get him, and the Steelers are going to receive a 2022 4th round pick. Now, that might seem a little bit generous from the Chiefs, but I do think it's worth mentioning that I think that a main reason why the trade didn't work out, if the Chiefs did in fact offer a trade to the Steelers, is because the Steelers are probably a bit hesitant to give a guy to an AFC team. Now, I know they're not in their division, but it's someone that, you're going to be competing with. You don't want that to bite you in the butt later on. So I'd say, hey, Chiefs give a little bit extra and it works out. That's a little bit optimistic of me, but I like that deal. And now we have a couple more options coming for you. But if you guys are not subscribed, I told you we are on the road to 5K. We are trying to beat the Browns and the Ravens channel. Make sure you hit that big red button and stay subscribed to our channel. Now, a couple other options for Melvin Ingram. The next place I have him going is the Arizona Cardinals. NFC team. Steelers aren't upset about that. This could be good. Now, I do think that the Cardinals shouldn't have to give up a 4th-round pick, so this is what I say. I say the Steelers receive a 2022 compensatory 5th-round pick. That is what the Cardinals are, expected to receive after this season. And the Cardinals receive Melvin Ingram. Pretty simple. 5th round, Melvin Ingram. I think that's a pretty fair deal. NFC team, no competition. I mean, unless you're making it to the Super Bowl, not much competition there. Last place I could see Melvin Ingram going is the Green Bay Packers. Now, this trade we get a little bit more interesting. Now, I'm going to say Steelers received cornerback Kevin King. And in return, the Packers will receive Melvin Ingram, and they will receive a 2022 7th-round pick. Now, are the Steelers in need of a cornerback? I'd say it's not their top concern, but I do like Kevin King a lot, and he's not getting a ton of playing time in Green Bay. I mean, he's competing with other guys, but he hasn't been performing extremely well, but he's a young guy that I think has potential to grow a lot. I think the Packers are taking on a win all or nothing approach in this season. So I think they would really like to utilize a guy like Melvin Ingram. Obviously, Steelers would, I think, have to give up a 7th-round pick, something else. I don't think a Kevin King, Melvin Ingram trade would be even, just because Kevin King is young and has more future potential. Is Melvin Ingram a better player currently? I'd actually say probably, but just given the contracts, given where Ingram is at in his career, I think the Steelers would need to put on a little bit extra. So out of these 3 trades, couple different ones we gave you guys the Chiefs. Chiefs receive Melvin Ingram. Steelers receive a 2022 4th-round pick. Trade idea number 2 was Steelers receive a 2022 compensatory 5th-round pick, and the Cardinals receive Melvin Ingram. And the third trade idea was Steelers receive Kevin King, and the Packers will receive Melvin Ingram and a 2022 7th-round pick. All right, so these are my 3 trade ideas. Which trade would you make? Type 1, Type 2, or Type 3? 1 is Chiefs, 2 is Cardinals, 3 is Packers. Make sure you guys get your votes in, and as always, we will keep you updated as the deadline approaches.